show. I realize I'm geeking out about cooking, and Greg's a cooking guy. He's not here.
You want to wait till he comes back?
Yeah, sure.
All right. I bought a Sierra Nevada mix pack today at the store, and it has the freshest pale ale I've ever had. It's 5 weeks old.
Wow.
Yeah, I was kind of impressed.
What about your cooking guy?
Great. Did you ever see that show? Did I talk to you guys about before? It's called Final Table on Netflix.
Yeah, I've seen some of those.
I was watching it and I was like, these guys have really cool aprons. Like they look really dope and professional. And so I went and bought one. They're expensive though.
Fuck yeah, they are.
Why is it so? Like, what's the deal? Is it like fire retardant or
no?
Like
they're like denim. They're just really nice.
Okay.
They're like $80.
Oh, that doesn't seem that bad.
For an
I
apron,
mean, it's an apron, but
yeah. And then I ordered that company's also doing masks where like if you buy one, they donate one or whatever too. So I was like, oh, that'll probably be a nice mask. Bought one.
Some tweets.
Do you think you get a discount for a router that only works on Fridays?
It's so odd. Where'd Greg go? What is happening?
I mean, I feel like I've got my shit as dialed in as it needs to be.
You know I do. Hang on, I'm still composing a tweet. For Brewers. Here we go. So, Jason, you haven't had any of these beers, right?
No, I drank one yesterday, but it's fine.
Which one?
The Gooseberry, because
okay.
I think we have a bunch of that one.
Yeah, that's we got 12 of those, I believe.
Yeah. But I drank it like in the later part of the evening and wasn't really like super paying attention to it. I didn't sit and analyze it. I just kind of drank it.
Right.
Oh man, I ordered wings for Sarah to go. Sarah's going to pick up.
Mm-hmm.
And man, I'm really excited for those wings. I haven't eaten all day, man.
I had a pita bread turkey sandwich 3 hours ago. It was delicious.
We're spooky that way. Is that much?
Do you know who that is, Jason?
Yeah.
Okay, just making sure.
Welcome to Two Brewers. There were 4 of us.
I don't know what happened to Greg. He just
He says he's rebooting.
Oh, okay. I must have missed it in the. Got it. Okay.
Do you have a second screen, or are you running off just one?
I have 3.
Oh, that's it. It's too many screens now.
What's up? Why?
Oh, because I just keep I have Discord up on the other screen, so I'm just like
I'm gonna move it right now. Yeah, the 50-inch TV is the show outline, and then the vertical Acer is the Twitch chat, and then the small one on my table is the video. So I don't look up; I look at you guys. So I am moving it right now. Bam. There we go. That is the wrong line. Let's see. 2. There we go. So if you're just tuning in, we are starting at 5. We have started the stream, but we're waiting for Greg. He's rebooting, and Tim is I'm not sure what he's doing. He said in the chat he had to do what? Get food or something?
I think he said he had to put laundry in.
Laundry.
Something.
Yes.
Something like that. Why do I always not find where you?
Greggle,
Yo,
we can't see you.
I realize that. I don't know why. And my camera works in everything except for this. All of a sudden.
It was working.
Yep. And then I opened another browser tab and then it stopped working.
Wow.
Where's Firefox at? Seriously, let me open it up in fucking Internet Explorer.
Oh no. You mean Edge?
Whatever it is, yeah, StreamYard.
Edge is, I think, pretty good actually. I haven't had any issues with it. I use it when we're recording here to do all my browsing.
John, did you share the new doc?
And I need a code.
Jason,
there it is.
I did.
Oh, no. Where?
It's session 98.
What's another 6-digit code? Same one?
I would say the same one, yeah. Well, you're a different browser, right?
Yep.
So you tried my email address?
Yep.
Hang on a second. All right. Hang on, Greg. Here you go, dude.
Hey guys.
It's in the chat.
Hold on one sec.
We're up to 3. We have 3 brewers.
What in the actual fuck?
Greg,
All
you
right.
got video.
It's the Oculus, man.
Seriously,
It is, dude.
Facebook screwed you.
I'm so scared.
It's funny you said that. I made a video a long time ago. I posted it recently when we went to Japan, and the bass player in our band took our camera, and like it was the middle of the night, and so the lights were off in the plane, and he was doing that whole thing with the camera, and he's like, "I don't know what to do. I'm so scared." Yeah.
I'm
All right.
afraid to close my eyes. I'm afraid to open
Open up audition. Are you starting the recording over from a new mark, John?
I mean, we might as well.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I think
I
it's
had to reboot.
I think it's 2.5 weeks ago when we started the last one. So
Okay, when everyone's ready, let me know. Like,
Hold on.
don't press record, but
waiting your signal.
give me a thumbs up.
Likewise. Excuse me.
It's loading.
We need thumbs in the air.
Thumbs up for anyone who's ready.
And ready.
System boot completed.
Tim, I don't see your thumb.
Oh shit! Sorry.
Say 3, 2, 1.
Go.
All right,
All right.
recording.
Perfect.
I have a glass and I have a beer.
Check.
All right, guys. Let's
Check
do it.
1, 2. Let me grab my
We
beers.
Yeah. I've already had these beers.
I haven't.
Greg's over here like, that's right. I already had him.
Well, I ran out of beer.
I already had him. Ooh.
Oh, yeah. It's all right, boys. All right. Give him the stick.
Don't give him the stick.
All right.
I think I was clipping a little bit there. Hey. Oh.
Yeah. All right. Staying with it.
Hey.
I feel after last week that
Hey.
letting StreamYard manage my audio, it did fine. So I'm leaving it.
Yep.
For the most part, yeah, I didn't have to really do anything to your audio. So
That's good.
there was maybe one point where you were really loud where it clipped for just a second, but it wasn't anything noticeable. So
Sorry, one test. Okay.
I think that's mine.
Okay.
Ah,
All right. I think it's good. It's staying out of red.
It's my limited edition Firestone Walker face mask.
I like it.
You sound like shit, Greg. Are you on the right mic?
what do you mean?
Okay. Now
This
you sound
wasn't
better.
speaking into
Oh, sorry.
Okay.
How's that?
it. Better.
I still need a new fucking holder thingy. I'm getting a new desk soon, so that'll help situation.
Just make sure that mic is by your mouth because you're like it's.
I'm gonna talk to it like that.
I feel like Jason's mic picks up nice audio from
How's
the
that?
surrounding.
Yeah, I
feel like
thought.
Greg, I think you're using it wrong. I think it's a side firing mic.
I'm pretty sure it is.
I do
The
it
place
like
the place with the logo that
that.
says
It did
blue.
turn.
The blue logo is like where the mic listens. That's what I
Okay.
was.
That's where I was
whatever.
talking.
Okay, it looks like it's
That's-
pointed at your face from the angle, but that's why.
Yeah. It looks the same as yours.
Not okay.
Well, from the webcam, it looks like you're talking into the top of it.
Right.
Yeah. Here's the side.
Okay.
Like a corn on the cob. Just
This is
do we
what
do? Okay.
this is what the people want. Subscribe to Patreon to get more of this great content.
Okay.
corn on the cob.
So the first beer we're doing is Mo Strata, just so everyone knows, and then the Wild Gooseberry, and then the double Dobie,
The double Dobis.
Dobis, whatever. Dobie is free.
Master gave Dobis a sock.
He's a free beer.
All right. You guys ready?
Yeah.
Welcome to the Four Brewers Podcast. My name is John Holzer, and as always, I'm joined by.
Jason Harris.
Greg Nagel.
And Tim Mather.
And we are all four here for the first time on the second edition of our quarantine recording sessions. How's everyone doing?
I'm doing all right. Playing Division 2.
Hanging in there.
Can't
Got an
complain.
Oculus. Yeah.
Cool. I am also playing video games. I just downloaded Resident Evil 3, the remake. I downloaded it on Steam, and I'm about 20 minutes into that game, and I'm looking forward to playing it more this weekend.
Have you moistened your underwear yet?
I haven't? Is
You
that a
have
thing
to
that
play in the
happens? Oh,
It's
because it's
play in the
scary.
dark.
Yeah, it's freaky.
Light
Yeah.
some candles.
We're going to get more into that later because I was a big fan of Resident Evil 2 on the PlayStation 2. And yeah, anyway, before we get into everything that we're doing today, I just want to give a shout out to our latest supporter on Patreon. Yes, a week later, we have another supporter on Patreon. Shout out to Murray Gale. They're our newest supporter on Patreon, which kind of blows my mind. Like right now, people are struggling to pay bills, and we're not charging people on Patreon, but still people are signing up to support us. So that's awesome. If you are going to sign up, we're not going to charge you for anything for the month of May. That shouldn't stop you from signing up. It should be kind of a fringe benefit of signing up. You get a month for free, I guess, if you want to look at it that way.
John's
yeah,
heart grows one size every time someone signs up.
it truly makes me feel good. I get happy when people want to give us money for this show that we make. It's pretty cool. So yeah, if you want to sign up to support us on Patreon, you go to supporttheshitoutofit.com or patreon.com/4brewers, and you can give us your money. And we won't take it for the month of May, but we'll take it in the future. So thank you. That being said, today we are drinking some beers from Cellarmaker. If you tuned in last week, we basically had a hodgepodge of beers on the show. Nothing specific. We all had different beers, and it wasn't anything that we could drink together because it was kind of our first time doing it. And so this week, if you tuned into the show last week, I cut it out of the actual episode, but at the tail end of the show, we noticed that Cellarmaker was selling I guess it's a 3-pack. It was a case of beer, but it was like a 3-beer mix pack of beers. And so we all got on it. We ordered those beers. I think it was sold out by like Monday or Tuesday. But we got the beers and they were delivered. I think me, Tim, and Greg got them all Thursday at noon-ish, like within minutes
of each other.
And we're like
Yeah,
on
that was
other sides
weird.
of it. Yeah, that was crazy.
I was like, got him. And you're like, I just did too.
My guy was late as hell. I
My guy.
asked for an 8 to 12 window on Friday, and they showed up at like 2.
Yeah. Well,
like-
I mean, I guess better to err on the side of being later than earlier. But
Well,
if
no, I
you're
asked for
looking
8 to
that-
12 because I had somewhere to go.
Right. Yeah. I know.
Yeah, but beer.
Yeah. So I got him.
So first up from Cellarmaker, we're doing Most Strata. Most Strata is an IPA that is. When I first saw this beer, I thought it was made with Strata hops, but it's based. Correct me if I'm wrong. This is a beer that's made with Strata and Mosaic hops, right?
You know what? I didn't do any research at all.
Yeah.
Yeah,
According
that's
to Untapped, that's what it says on Untapped. So
yep.
It just says Mo Strata, then Mo's. So the Mo is the Mosaic.
Yep.
And the Strata is the Strata. Get it? It's
Right.
Mo Strata.
it's Most Strata.
Yeah, it's an Italian beer.
It's clear AF.
It's an
Looks like
Italian
old school
IPA.
West Coast IPA.
Oh
Yeah,
my
this is-
god.
This is 6.9%, and just for so everyone knows, I've had all of these beers already, and I'm not going to say anything else. I'm just going to say I'm very happy. That's all. They're
You made that
good
very
beers.
clear yesterday.
I could
Yeah.
smell this like the moment the can opened, it just smelled so freaking good.
Right?
Yeah,
And these were canned on Wednesday, I believe. So it's Saturday now. I believe it was a pre-order when we bought it. They said they were going to package on the 6th and then ship.
And they did that. It shipped on
Yep.
the 6th. We got it on the 7th, and it was packaged on the 4th of May. So these are ultra fresh. And I remember talking to Jesse Friedman from Almanac early on when we started this podcast, and he was like, "Dude, if you guys like ever come to San Francisco, you need to go to Cellarmaker. Cellarmaker is where the shit is going down with IPAs. Like, and they make good beer in general, but it was like, okay, if we ever get there, we will." And I had a couple Cellarmaker beers in between. It's been we've been doing this for 5-6 years almost, and I've had Cellarmaker beers, but nothing that I've had in my house that I could just open up on a daily basis and try. And holy shit, Cellarmaker! I mean,
It's always a
Oh.
treat, right? Like if I'm able to
World
find
class
Cellarmaker on, it's just like, oh yeah, you order it. Like you order the Cellarmaker IPA when you see it. I know Highland Park has done some like collabs with them. They did a tap
Yeah,
takeover
Green
one
Cheek.
time that I went to. But this beer smells amazing.
the first thing I thought when I smelled this beer, and again, this is Most Strata, was Pliny. This is like, I mean, Pliny is an excellent beer, and this is like a new interpretation of that beer from a different brewery that I think it's just amped up a little bit. You know what I mean?
I think I would put this in a different category though, because Pliny, when I think of Pliny, I really think of the classic sea hops, but the pinnacle of it really. And this is very much that like more modern hop varietal with like that just on the nose. I haven't even tasted it yet. That with the more like candy like aromas, the more sweet smelling. It's definitely that candy mosaic that we talk about on the show a lot. And I really love in their description that they say it reeks of pineapple, lemon, and Bonnaroo.
I mean, I get the lemon quite a bit
The music festival?
Yeah. I was just
Interesting.
I just thought that was
because
fun.
it's a little dank around the edges. I think. Honestly, Strata is one of my favorite hops that has come out of the last year and a half or so. I've had a few single hop varieties of it from local breweries, and every time I get it, I'm like, wow, Strata's like, I want to make a beer with Strata because it's so like a full package. It's the complete package hop. I could see where a Mosaic would fill in some of the fruitiness, but it's just so good, and it's my new Simcoe. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
This-
that makes sense.
This beer fucking rules. This is such a fucking good beer.
Well,
yeah, I wish I could have just got a case of this.
I can kind of see how John, I kind of get like your reinterpretation of Pliny's sort of feel. Like I get that off of the aroma and a little bit off of the taste. I mean, the color's spot on. I mean, it definitely gives me those vibes.
Yeah, it is crystal clear.
Yeah.
Like,
So I completely get that. I think that's a pretty accurate although like I said, like Jason said, it's a bit in its own category, but I get where you're coming from there.
Like I
To
said,
be honest, this reminds
I
me
was
a
just
lot.
saying that it was like an amped up version, modernized version. And
Yeah.
I don't mean that to make Pliny sound old,
Well, it is.
but it's just a different take. It's like they took the Pliny recipe and made it better, not better, but different in a.
It's like a Happy Hops version.
This reminds me a
Yeah.
lot of Happy Hops, actually. Because this is very much that new style West Coast IPA, right? It is hop bursted. There's not a ton of bitter. There's a ton of aroma. There's a ton of hop flavor. Not a lot of bitterness. Like, this is the ideal of IPA right now. Like, this style of IPA, and this is one of the best IPAs I've had in months. It just is the perfect sweet spot where you lose some of the bitter bite that turns people off of your classic West Coast beers, but you still get all that hop flavor, and the hops are still allowed to be a character, where in hazy beers, the hops kind of get muted. They get really sanded off.
Yeah.
It's not, it's it's a perfect in between from like the bitterness of a West Coast IPA and the like overly smooth, less hoppy juice of the hazy. I think I remember when we did the show with Happy Hops, and that sounds pretty spot on.
That was mind blowing, right?
Yeah, that was great.
I would say this beer is as good as Happy Hops or better. Like, this is fucking great.
When I cracked this first one, it sort of brought me back to the first time I had a Sculpin. You know, it was like, I've had IPAs before, and then I had a Sculpin back in the like 2010, 2011 or something. I was like, fuck. like this is mind melding. Just being one with a hoppy beverage is insane.
It's
like
so good that I want to drink it like slowly so I don't run out of it.
Well, yeah, we didn't get. I think this was one of the
2 4-packs.
We got 2 4-packs, yeah. And the other one was Wild Gooseberry Chase, where we got 4 4-packs. Is that right?
No, I think it was 5, and then there's a 4-pack of the double because I think it's 8 total.
Yeah, whatever it was.
I want to. Can I
this was-
screen share
this
for a
was the-
second? Because I have something funny that I always run into whenever this happens.
You can.
So-
of course.
Every time I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna Google some quick Cellarmaker stuff and get some info, and I end up here. And I'm just like, no.
So,
Yes.
Jason, you're showing a
Wah.
website that says Cellarmaker, but what is this website for?
Custom wine cellars, apparently.
It's a Cellarmaker website.
They literally make cellars. Testimonial, just as advertised.
What?
That is the best. That's the best testimonial I've ever heard.
Oh, dear
it
God.
tickles me, man.
That's great. I think this is actually possibly, at least it's the first recorded Cellarmaker I've ever had. I don't have a log of having one before. And I know the last time we were in the Bay Area, there were a handful of breweries I was trying to go to, and I think Cellarmaker was one of them, but we didn't make it there. So, I mean, it's a good start for sure.
Yeah, I think they were at the California Craft Beer Summit last year, right?
They had to.
Or
Have
maybe the year. I
Yeah.
think maybe the Sacramento one was. Where,
And they've been well, yeah, actually, I think I went to a bunch of those that you guys didn't, like the Modern Times festivals, the
oh, for
the
sure.
the
The
Hoppy
Honey
Beer
Fest.
Festival they did and stuff. They go to a lot of the, like, Cellarmaker's definitely in that upper echelon of like cool breweries.
Yeah,
like,
they're
there's
going
a
to
bu-
travel to all the cool fests around the nation.
Right. Like, if you're looking in California, you've got your like Cellarmaker, your Modern Times, your Alvarado Street, your Monkish. They're like if your festival gets them, well, Modern Times kind of everywhere, but like they're kind of like, if your festival has one of these breweries, like, it's a cool festival. That's
That's-
a better one.
I find that so entertaining, being that like as the noob of the group, or newbie-ish of the group, I didn't even know really too much about Cellarmaker. So to hear that they're kind of in that realm, I feel like I totally missed it.
Yeah,
Oh,
they're
for
the
hoppy
Highland
beer,
There's
yeah.
Highland Park. There's Green Cheek, and Cellarmaker up north. And then obviously the bigger breweries like Russian Rivers and stuff like
I would
that.
put Alvarado Street with them too.
Alvarado's,
Street,
yeah, up in Monterey.
yeah, which is
We
a
should try and
dope
get their
spot, by
shipping
the
as
way.
well.
Are they?
Yeah, we should. Try
Wait,
and-
Alvarado?
Yeah, they're doing
Ding, ding,
shipping.
ding.
Like, note to self for after the show.
Yeah.
One
mean,
thing
that-
I will say about the whole shipping of the beer thing is it's rad. I mean, obviously, it's really cool to get all these beers shipped to your door and get them ultra fresh, and the price points like, you know, in that sweet spot and everything. But I mean, it's either IPA or Pilsner, and that's all you can get.
It's whatever they
So-
can crank out the quickest to get
Which
it.
I'm kind
know-
of fine with, but it's like, dude, I just get tired of IPA over like, and then there's
mean-
like some breweries are just hazy only. I'm like, well, sorry, man, I don't want a hazy.
I've seen some places back east that are shipping that are doing, gozes and sours and stuff. so-
Firestone has
Yeah.
a lot of barrelwork stuff that they're shipping.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
And
what I
Russian
like.
River's doing their sours. So we got some stuff.
Hey, Jason, pause for a second. Can you ban this person
From
let me
Twitch?
see. Can I? Let me see if I can do it.
Jason, come on.
They want to see titties. They want to see boob and vagine.
Wow.
Let me bend over for you.
Do.
Don't need $100. We'll get banned though, so
At what cost? At
Not
what
worth.
cost?
And Oh.
The joy of internet shows.
Right.
All right, I did it. They're banned.
I know we need mods. We need
We're
somebody
good.
to mod the show.
Right. We gotta upgrade one of our Patreons to moderator.
We're good now.
Yeah. Hey Kyle, what are you doing?
That's not a bad idea. Yeah, where is Kyle?
Please
By the
mod
way,
us.
All right.
all right.
Get the show back on board.
Yeah, so
Jay,
I was talking about the different styles of beer that you can get via shipping, and it seems pretty like if you're not okay with IPA, it's IPA or the highway.
I mean, that's what I want to buy. So, I mean, I gotta imagine
I'm
it
fine
looks
with
like it looks like what breweries are doing. Honestly, is they trim it
Improve it
down
smells.
to their like top 2 or 3 moving products, right? And the stuff
Mhm.
that would normally be like fleshing out their tasting room menu that moves, they move a keg every month. They're like, well, we can't put that on right now. Like nobody's gonna do like the one guy who really loves our fucking red ales not
He's
gonna
gonna be
keep
out
us
of luck.
afloat. Yeah.
One brewery I think about that they're super small, Packing House Brewing Company. They did a collab, which for Packing House is pretty big. They did a collab with the band Alien Ant Farm, who is local to Riverside.
God, are they still doing things?
Yeah, don't even Tim. I love Alien Ant Farm. Don't start.
Of course you do.
But
They were good.
The
Yeah,
shitty thing
for
is,
an album.
like, they had all this hype building up toward this release, and it was like one of the biggest things that Packing House ever did, like
no.
collabing with Ant Farm. And literally, the governor's like, California's on lockdown the week before like this release, and it was just like all of that momentum just hit a fucking wall.
Yeah,
It
that
sucked for
sucks.
them. And they're local to me, and I still haven't even picked it up. I'm such a bad local
It's like-
beer geek.
And to that band's credit, they like were struck by tragedy, which is why they really just fell off the map. They had a
Yeah.
really bad bus accident. And
Dryden
like, a bunch of the
literally-
band was
He literally broke his neck. Like,
Yeah,
he was
yeah.
he was in like a
Dang.
head brace for months.
like
like-
they had an album that was out and popular and they were doing well, and while on tour they got like really badly injured and didn't follow up anything for years because they were fucked up pretty bad.
All
it was
right,
like it was a Metallica story. They got in like a bus accident and
I
Dryden
have
almost
I
died.
rescind my commentary. I did not know
That's
the
right.
history.
These are Riverside's finest suds. You leave them alone. Well, they're no Voodoo Glow Skulls, but they're their second.
Ty Zamora,
coolest
though,
band.
their former bass player Ty is one of the most talented musicians I've ever met. Like that dude can literally play anything. I think in Ant Farm he played a 6-string bass. Like he is
those are dope. Like Sting.
dude.
That
he
dude was
can-
the star of the band too. Like when you'd see him live, like he was just a character. He was super charismatic.
I mean, and Ant Farm, their whole groove was he and the drummer like just vibing so well. Like again, talk all the shit you want about Alien Ant Farm being from Riverside. They are a really good band, and aside from their one hit, the Michael Jackson cover, "Smooth Criminal," which is a very excellent cover.
Yeah,
their
for sure.
their catalog is really good. They have a lot of really good songs.
Whichever whichever album had Smooth Criminal on it. I rocked that one when it came out. That's for sure.
It's that album's.
But that's the only one. That's honestly the only one I knew that they ever had.
Yeah, we're gonna get away from Alien Ant Farm. But,
Okay, sorry.
I mean, it's better than talking about video games. There's some people who don't like video games that listen to our show that are sitting here just like, you guys, I don't know.
I don't know what you got some turnips from the grocery store?
I feel like Greg's trying to get a word in edgewise.
Oh, sorry.
No.
Oh, it looked like you waved
so-
like I need to get in here.
No, so I drink enough beer in my office while I'm playing video games that I have like those little bugs that fly around breweries that hang out. Like I'm like those little like brewery fruit fly gnats or whatever they are.
Yeah,
Oh, boy. And they live off of my my cans that are sitting around my desk.
Dude, I am
overnight.
This room years ago, this is my like office, I guess, but it used to be a friend of mine lived in here and he broke the screen off the window and it was never fixed. So I just never open it because I'm like, oh, it's really warm in here. I open the window and like 4 mosquitoes are in here 20 seconds later.
Fuck that.
You could just replace the screen.
Yeah, I got to look into that. I don't know. It's hard. Like someone's got to like make it, right? Like
Jason, I will say
buy
this:
the
I replaced 3 screens so far in my house, and it took me 3 tries to get it right. Here's my word of advice: if you're going to replace a screen, you have to first figure out like the beading size. There's like a little rubber piece that goes in the groove that holds the screen in. You got to buy the little
roller thing.
The rolly tool.
Man, this is a lot more complicated.
And
Just
then
have
once you figure all that out, you want to like spread the screen out on the frame and put a brick or a rock in the middle so you don't overstretch it, because then the frame will like bow like this and you'll have gaps. So there's your screening advice.
Oh, well, I don't have a frame either.
They don't?
Well, no, it got all broken. That's why it's not up there.
Oh, well, you got to call someone then. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, see, that's why I haven't fixed it.
For
Call a
Brewers,
professional.
Home Improvement Podcast.
That's right. 4 doers is
I'm
what
Bob
we're called
Vila.
now.
Heading over to
It'd
the
be a great
Doers
name for a
Center.
beer as Bob Vila. This old beer.
Oh, how's that
All
not
right.
been done yet?
It probably has.
It's an old ale, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Welcome
It's been
back to
aged
this
in rich
ale.
old mahogany.
All right, so beer number 2 from Cellarmaker. This is Wild Gooseberry Chase. On its surface, when I got this beer, like I bought these beers blind. I didn't know what I was getting into. They're all IPAs. The last one's a double IPA. When I saw this, I was like, is this like a wild ale made with gooseberries? Nope. It is a 100% Nelson Sauvin hopped beer. And it does not disappoint.
It's
known.
I'm okay with this.
If you haven't seen the side here, it says that this hop from New Zealand is known for its gooseberry, white grape, and it says diesel aromas. So
It is
there's
diesel,
gooseberry.
This is
label's
not
awesome.
clear, unlike the last one. This is a hazy boy. John, do the thing.
It's not super duper hazy.
You're in the studio. Do you have the bell? No.
Oh, the bell. I do. It's
I'm like,
Here we go.
yeah, hazy bell.
The neighbors are like, there he goes again.
I think that boy is
Quick,
fucking a cow.
close the
in
window and
house.
lock the door.
I've never smelled gooseberries. I know Matt, when he was on the show, like he did a beer at the brewery with gooseberries, and like they had so many gooseberries that he would just walk by and take a handful and eat them. And so I'm sure he's very familiar with gooseberries. But I've never smelled him. So the white grape character I get from this big time. Nelson is also one of those cat urine kind of smelling hops, and I do get that, but not nearly as like the white grape on this far outweighs that like danky piss smell.
Yeah.
And it seems like Cellarmaker just gets their hands on the best hops, like the best
juiciest.
variety. Like you can get mosaic hops, and we've talked about this before, where there's like the good crop and there's the not so good crop. You
The
get the
onion
same
crop.
effect.
Yeah.
And they get everything that's perfect. It's amazing, and this smells so fantastic.
Man, I accidentally inhaled the beer a little bit. I wouldn't recommend that. Could have done without that.
I do love that it's a hazy, but it's not like it does not have the birthday cake sort of cookie dough batter thing. It does not have any of that, which it's got a pure essence of Nelson Sauvin hops, that diesely caddy thing, and a little bit of a black pepper note.
Weirdly to me, like Nelson has been one of my favorite hops ever since the original Alpine Nelson beer was just one of my all-time favorite IPAs.
Oh, seriously,
still
man,
remains so
good.
even though the beer isn't like the beer is now just a memory, but it's still one of my favorite hoppy beer memories. And I always got orange juice from that hop, and nobody ever gets that flavor out of it. Like to me,
You get out of this?
yeah, I really do. I get very
Orange.
much an orange juice character out of this.
Okay, hang on.
Out of the aroma or the flavor?
Both.
I don't know what kind of
I can get the
Donald
orange juice
Duck
a little bit.
orange juice you're drinking there, mister. But hey, remember that one show where we did a going in blind and I took a jar of like a 2-liter bottle of orange juice and I carbonated it overnight? I was like, just trying to guess this hazy IPA, you guys. And I was just dying.
You are such a dick.
And
You
they're
well,
like,
you,
this
you
pretty much
poker
just smells
faced
like
it.
juice. I was just like,
Yeah, the problem was you didn't poker face it at all. You
Yeah,
might have
no.
tricked us, but you came in. You're like, "Hey guys, what do you feel?"
oh my god, we have to go back and find that episode because goddamn, that was the funniest thing ever.
That would be
Looks
hilarious.
like juice. It looks pretty hazy. Everybody's like looking at it and smelling it.
I would say this one seems pretty mellow. It's a pretty smooth drinker. I'm only getting like a little bit of bitterness on the end, but overall, I can kind of get your point, Jason. A little bit of some sort of orangey citrus going on.
It's definitely not as bright as the Mostrata beer was.
Yeah.
This one is a lot more like you said, kind of easy drinking, kind of goes down smooth. Like to the point we actually talked about it a little before the show because I tried one of these yesterday, and it was like, "Oh, did you try it already?" I'm like, "Yeah," but like one, I wasn't sitting here with my critical beer hat on, but two, it's just kind of like it didn't like pop where it was like, oh shit, yeah, here's what I got to say about that beer. You know, it's like it's a really solid IPA, but it's just it doesn't make a statement like the Mostrata beer did. You know,
It's still an excellent beer, though.
oh,
Like,
absolutely, for sure.
for me, I don't really get the orange on the flavor. I get like a muddled. I get that hop schmear with like the general fruit character on this, even though it's not like a hazy IPA
There's
with
no
a
schmear,
bunch
it's
of different
just one.
hops. I know. That's what I'm saying. Like I can't really identify what I'm tasting with the beer, but I do get like an earthy. I get like a little
big
bit of a dirt character from it too.
It
Yeah, I
does
get that as
taste like
pepper, black pepper.
it does taste like
in
Nelson
the
hops,
finish.
like what I would expect when I drink Nelson hops. Although it is a little smoother, it's not as bright as like again like a fucking Alpine Nelson, which I think is not just a Nelson beer. So maybe that would be part of the
That's what I'm
change,
trying to
but-
say. Like it's not like a big Nelson flavor for me, and it's kind of a bunch of different fruits rolled into one. So. But again,
No,
excellent beer.
I did a homebrew Sauvignon Blanc that I've already burned through. Oh my god, you guys, 5 gallons. I gave away.
You were
a lot,
all
though.
into. You're like super into wine right now, which is really
Well,
cool.
it's just easy to make.
Yeah.
It's just, as far
It was
as,
just like remember when
making
Matt
wine.
was stuck at home for a while and he just got really into white wine.
Dude, you buy a wine kit for $80, you throw it in a bucket, you top it up with water, you follow the directions. It's like making mac and cheese. You do the fermentation, and then you
It's
rack
so
it in a
easy.
keg,
It's so easy and so fun.
bro. And it tastes so good.
How much wine
so
is it? Like 5 gallons of wine for
five-
$80?
6 gallons, dude.
Yeah.
6 fucking gallons.
Can you serve that in a keg? Can you push it with
Mhm.
something?
Sure.
Not CO2.
I just carbonate it.
You just
I
carbonate
put
it?
yeah.
Okay.
Dude, it's like champagne on tap.
I was gonna say,
Well-
you're getting sparkling wine status. That's awesome.
Fuck yeah,
You're
dude.
just like a little bit of the bubbly.
I mean,
use-
if you go through it fast enough, like you could just fill a keg with your homebrewed wine, put it on like 2 or 3 psi, so it pours very slow, and it takes forever for the carbon dioxide to go into solution. And I mean, even if at the end of the keg you get a little bit of carbonation on it, who cares?
You get a little frizzante.
Do they sell, like- Do they sell like those bladders in boxes so you can home box your wine?
I'm sure they
I mean,
do.
they could.
That would rule. I want to box.
I
I
have
want to
a
box
rosé
my own
going.
wine.
I have a rosé going right now, and then I have a loquat wine, which is from fruit in my backyard.
That's
And,
awesome.
So those are in secondary. I should be kegging up the rosé soon.
So did you press and ferment the loquats? How did you?
Oh, yeah.
How did
So
you
you-
prep those to make a wine out of them? Let's
So
be a homebrew
loquats
show
are-
for a minute.
Loquats are about the size of one testicle, I would say, an average size ball.
Maybe you.
And they
Yeah.
do have seeds in them about the size of like your thing.
Greg's got
inside.
big balls.
So yeah, I'm old. I'm old Greg. But
They're
anyway,
not big, but they're by his knees. So
you have to skin them. So you pull off the skins and then you
Oh,
pop the seeds out. The seeds are really huge, and then you macerate them.
Ah,
And then I put
starting
in some,
this comparison to balls really makes it
Sulfite?
unpleasant.
yeah,
Greg,
First
this
I
hurts.
step on them like
No,
and then,
no, keep going. Okay, so you skin them, you get the
sulfite?
seeds out.
yeah. And then you have your bulk fruit. So you want to
Okay.
mash it up like mashed potatoes, and then I throw in sulfite, which sulfite will kill any wild yeast in the batch. 24 hours later, I add pectin, which it's right behind me. Those little
Dehazes
things
it
back here.
basically.
boop. This right there. Those are all my things. Boop. And
The
so,
pectin
yeah,
pulls out like
the pectin will
solid.
dry out the juice. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So the yeast can have more sugar to access. And then I'll take a Brix reading. So I'm reading the sugar that's in my liquid at that point, and I'll add sugar to boost it up to a certain level. So I added about 3 pounds of corn sugar to get it up to about 23 Brix, which is about I think 1.1 1010 gravity. I think.
Brix is basically Play-Doh for beer.
Yeah,
No,
it's a little bit different, but
What are
yeah.
you using that measures in bricks?
A fucking thing. But when you're doing wine, you measure in bricks. So I measure in bricks with wine.
like I said, Jason, Brix is basically Play-Doh, and so it's this same thing.
yeah,
just-
I don't
just
know
stick
what
with
it is.
original
Like
gravity.
gravity-wise. And then you put your yeast
You
in.
got to
and
roll
off
with
it
the
goes.
OG. The OG, Greg.
I don't know, man. It fermented out in like 3 days. So I assume it was a good, strong fermentation. It's already in secondary. It looks like a hazy IPA in the
That's
jar
really
right now.
cool.
Does it have to rest for a while? So how long are your ferments on making those boxes of wine?
So a secondary will last probably a month. I do have this stuff called you put bentonite in it, and bentonite is basically a fining agent that you can use in wines. It's like a dry clay thing, or you can use biofine or something like that. But this is super easy because it sort of just sinks to the bottom real fast, and it collects all the solids and it clears up really fast. And then from there, I'm just gonna bottle it still, and hopefully it's good. You never know. Like right now, it smells and tastes gross, and I recall that from the first time I did it, maybe in 2011, where I entered it in a fair and stuff, and won silver with it. But it's one of those things, like you never know what you're gonna get with backyard fruit. It could be good, like the fruit tastes good. And to try and capture that fruit into a wine is like super difficult. It just takes time.
What about the kits, right? If you're doing like you buy, grape must, what's your, from the day that you start to the day that you're drinking it, what's your
About a
total
month.
time? Yeah.
So about a month. Yeah.
Is it super temperature?
Nope.
Dude, it's super forgiving.
It doesn't give a shit.
You want to keep it in like the 65 to 75.
Jason, I'm telling you, making wine is the easiest thing you can. It's like so easy. It's easier
Just
than
don't let it get
cider.
hot.
Yeah,
That's
Oh,
why
totally.
wineries. That's why a million wineries open before a million breweries open.
you have to invest in minimal equipment. Like you need a degassing
bucket.
wand. The wand that's like it's like a fork basically on that you put on a drill.
I fell
And-
for that trick. Greg told me about his degassing wand. It was just his dick.
His dick and his big balls.
Never
Oh.
again. Never again.
Wow.
So yeah, I've got a 1 gallon blonde kit that I need to get going with.
Oh,
Do
that
it,
sounds
man.
fun.
Well, when I a few weeks ago, I was like, oh well, I don't really have much going on, and I bought like 4 separate kits from More Beer, and I'm like, I should probably get on those.
To be honest, doing a 1 gallon ferment like sounds way less of a pain in the ass than anything else. Like I could just do it in my kitchen.
Yeah, exactly.
And that would be fine, and I don't have to clean up nearly as much shit.
Well, I think that's why Tim moved to 1 gallon batches, because he did 5 gallons in the beginning because I helped him. And then I didn't, well, not literally, but like, I gave him advice. And it was like, I have this small apartment. I can't drink 5 gallons of beer. Like, why am I doing this? So,
I mean, I literally got my first kit because you coordinated with my wife and she got it for me. So
right.
That's dope.
But no, so yeah, I mean, I had it and I didn't brew I did like 2 or 3 batches with it, and then I didn't brew for so long that I ended up getting rid of most of it just because it was taking up space. Have a kid and like small apartment. I'm like, I don't know where to keep the carboy. So just setting a 1 gallon in a cupboard is so much easier. So I've been trying to do that more.
Yeah, there's a whole culture that's kind of spawned from doing small batches up in New York, in Brooklyn especially. Like, people have like these ultra small apartments and stuff, and I think that's where a lot of those kits were born out of, was the Brooklyn Beer Shop. They do a lot of those 1 gallon kits.
That's where I bought my first kombucha kit from.
Yeah, they're super dope, and they're like anybody can make beer. Like you just have to have a stove and some place to. That solves a lot of problem doing things in small batches, because you're able just to take your whatever instead of chilling, you just put it in the fridge for a while and let it chill. Like
exactly.
Do that with
I think
5-10 gallons.
Well, and then I'd go and you bottle up like a 5 gallon batch. I'm like, I don't know what the fuck to do with all this. And now like I get like, I don't know, what do you say? You get like 6 to 8 out of a gallon, maybe. Something like that.
6 to 8
basically a 6-pack. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's far more reasonable. Share a couple. I feel like I feel a lot better experimenting that way too. If you want to like make a low quat blonde or something,
I'm just going to say, I know what to do with 5
Big
gallons
time.
of beer.
Of course you do.
You drink it and
I can't
make more.
I always flirted with distilling. I like going full bootlegger.
Oh man, you should.
Are you gonna go like?
what
was that?
Because I was like, I have 5 gallons of beer. It kind of sucks. It kind of like took on some bad character. I bet this would distill just fine into spirit, though.
Was it Moonshiners? Is that the show?
Yeah.
It was so good.
I got to be shirtless more, I guess.
Honestly, I think
no, just some overalls with no shirt.
Yeah.
Getting into distilling is like the next level of homebrewing, where you just spend money to buy stuff that I just know.
I'm going to start a discovery show called Outlaw Homebrewers. I'm in a homebrew my own whiskey.
I'm making my own hand sanitizer at home, you guys.
Are you?
I mean, you could.
Oh,
Just
dude,
buy
I got
some
a
aloe
business
vera gel
opportunity
and make your own alcohol and shake it up in a jug.
Or just
Start a
buy
jug band after.
I've got an orange Homer bucket full of sanitizer. I just go to people like, you need some sanitizer refills?
Dip your hands in, bro.
It's like when Homer was making bathtub gin. What was that? I think it was that bean I had for dinner. His exploding bathtub gin.
All right, you guys ready to move
beer.
on to? You guys ready to move
Dobis?
on to the next beer?
Yeah, the
Let's do it.
double Dobis.
So yeah, up next from Cellarmaker is Double Dobis. This is an 8.5% ABV beer. It's a double IPA. It's hopped 100% with Citra, and that's all I know about it.
Hey, what does Dobis mean? I googled it and it said it was short for doing business. What does it mean?
Yeah, doing business.
It's like you
So
don't
there's
have
a
time
movie-
to say the whole words.
There's a movie called Tim and Eric's $1 billion movie.
That makes a lot of sense.
And
That is from Tim and
in
Eric.
the
Got
movie,
it.
yeah, and that was one of their slogans that they put on a business card. Dobis, doing business.
So for me, this pours very frothy. It's very hazy. Got a nice thick white head on it.
It is a white. I would say the beer is almost white in color as well. That
Yeah,
is,
it looks like a Hoegaarden a little bit.
yeah,
for sure.
yeah.
Yeah, it's very, very pale yellow. Yeah.
My
Yeah,
fall
lemon
Felix
meringue.
the Cat glass, by the way, one of my all-time faves.
Oh,
That's
sweet.
not Felix the Cat. That's
But
the
my-
logo.
A non-infringing cat logo.
Yeah.
This has lots of tropical, I feel like, in the aroma.
I forgot to stop.
It
Oh my
almost smells like
God.
it almost smells like a tiki cocktail a little bit, like a. It's kind of
That's
got
a good pull. It really, actually, it really does.
It's kind of Mai Tai-ish on the nose,
yeah, like kind
apricot
of
bitters.
How do they do this? This is like magic. This is so amazing. This smells so good.
I get apricot on the nose a little bit.
It's like a
and-
cocktail that has egg whites in it. Like it's got like a little bit of like a creaminess to it. I don't know. Yeah. And fun fact, it has a Scottish Golden Promise malt in it.
All right.
Golden Promise is I've used that in my homebrews a lot, and it comes off a little, I don't know, like fluffier than regular like two-row malt. It's
a little more extra protein.
Yeah.
I think that's in Sierra Nevada Pale Ale, right? Not Scottish, but
I don't know.
probably a
I don't
Breeze version
think
of
so.
Golden Promise.
Listen, 4 brewers make you laugh every week. That's my golden promise.
Golden Promise and Citra all day long.
This,
Dude,
this
what a
for me. Go ahead, Greg.
I was just gonna say, like these beers have all been like the maltiness isn't a focus, but I think in this beer it is. Like the maltiness is such a soft, sort of pillowy thing, and then
I
there's
would
a
say-
hop cone on top of this pillow.
This is definitely the beer
That's my
for
kind of
people.
hotel.
This is definitely the beer for your traditional hazy IPA, but your hazy boys, this is your beer. Like this is the beer in this pack
Yeah.
that you want. I think it's really soft mouthfeel, overall a lot of sweet characters, no bitter component to it at all.
None.
It's not cloyingly
None.
sweet,
This is
It's-
not bitter at all.
but
Which
it's
is
done-
surprising for 85 IBU.
I do get some IBU in there, you guys. Like on the very finish, it sort of cleans up and then goes
Wow.
away.
Very minimal. Like it's nothing that I'm going like, oh, like you think about
No,
beers
no,
of
no.
yesteryear where they're like, this is the 100 IBU IPA and prepare yourself. All
Who
right,
did
this is
that?
85 IBUs. Like, no, this does not taste like 85 IBU at all. This is so mellow. This is so easy to drink.
It really is. And it's 8.2, which I'm sure we're getting a little bit of sweet character out of the alcohol. No real heat coming through at all
No.
for being such a big beer.
I dig it.
I
So
feel
I'm
as
not a
though
big haze boy, but this is pretty solid.
Yeah, I mean Cellarmaker is a top tier IPA brewery. So making a hazy IPA, they're going to make a hazy IPA that I like better than 99% of other breweries' hazies, right? So
I think what blows my mind about this beer is that it's a really good hazy double IPA, but it's only with Citra hops. Like there's no like hype hops in here. Citra's been around forever. Like you can easily get it as a home brewer, and they made an excellent beer, like an excellent hazy IPA with it or double IPA with this beer. It's so good.
here's a question though. If you drank this beer next to Zombie Dust, would you think those beers were made with the same hops?
I don't.
Actually,
That's-
I would. I'm pulling a lot of melon character out of this, which I also associate with Zombie Dust,
Interesting. Like to me,
like honeydew.
a lot of the characters that I get out of Citra, and that's why I kind of put this in the hazy category, because it's like it's to the point where the yeast and malt profile has transformed the hop flavor to being different than you normally would expect. That's kind of, I think, characteristic of hazies nowadays, right? Or hazies ever that are made well.
That's a really good point, because that's why I think I'm so blown away that this is just a Citra double IPA. Like I've never experienced Citra in this way on the flavor, and maybe that translates into, the whole hop smear thing we talk about, where when you use 5 different hops to make a hazy, like you don't know what you're getting into, but maybe it's just that the characteristics of those hops are changing on the flavor because of the recipe of the beer itself. It's not a matter of like throwing a bunch of different hops in a beer. You're getting a different experience from the beer because it's a different it's not your traditional West Coast IPA using Citra hops.
Yeah, I think if you compare hops to grapes, which obviously you can because there's a lot of similarities in those agricultural products that you're going to get. If you're using one, like a Sauvignon Blanc or something like that, you're using that one grape and you're pulling all those flavors out. And a wine drinker is going to be like, oh, I get some peach and blah, 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 and this and that and that. And same with a brewer that's using a single hop. They also have to have a malt balance, and you're also getting yeast character and stuff like that. But I think ultimately, this is just the hops singing in this thing. Like it's
Yes.
It's the pureness of whatever they pulled out of whenever they went to Yakima and rolled up some Citra in their hands and decided this is the one they're going to go with. I think this is what they pulled out of those.
I would definitely agree. And I know you mentioned obviously the hop schmear, John, and this has it has the same sort of character, like hop characteristic just from Citra that I would feel like a lot of places get from you got the hazies and they're like, oh, it has this hop and this experimental hop. And then you get another one. It's got these 3 hops. And this has like the same, if not better sort of hop.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like it's got that same hype beer effect, but from a hop that's been around for like almost a decade, I would say.
It's a value hop at this point.
I think this is really a perfect example of a brewery at the top of their game. Like this beer could be described in a lot of ways with the same things that we describe in other beers, like the hop character being slightly different or whatever, but all of the different pieces come together so fucking well in this beer that it just works out as one final product that you're just like, this is fantastic. Like I would say when you take all of your hazy IPA category and look at like Treehouse, right? Like Julius is just a statement of a beer. And like, I feel like this beer is close to that, is like in that tier where it's just, everything works together so well.
I completely agree.
Yeah, what's cool about all of these, I mean, obviously we're at our last beer here, and Cellarmaker is one of those like top tier American breweries that are making IPA like nobody else. There's nothing there's nothing I can say bad about this beer at all. Like
exactly.
You couldn't have made this better. But I'm sure their head brewer, I think his name is Connor. Or owner Connor, but I'm sure they're always trying to be a little bit better. But it's so good.
I gotta say, there's very few breweries that if we saw they had a sale available, that we'd all drop over $100 on a case of beer.
Yeah.
I'd do it again. Honestly.
But with Cellarmaker, I like this was worth it. These beers are all great.
Hey.
Oh, you know what I pull out of this, you guys? It's gonna drive you nuts. Now that we've all had it, we've all talked about it, is those hard bubble gums. What are those called?
Bazooka?
Those hard bazooka bubble gums that are like they're coated in like
ones or the round ones.
They're like rectangular and then like that like they have like a powdered white stuff
I know
on
what
them.
you're talking about.
It's sugar,
yeah. That's pretty much what I pull out of this.
Really
powdered
quick,
sugar.
Hold on, fact check on Greg really quick. Connor Casey is the proprietor and hophead. Tim, oh gosh, I'm not even. Cia is the head brewer.
I'm not sure. Okay, yeah, I've met Connor before at some event, but
so my apologies to Tim, but he is the head brewer.
Okay, cool. Yeah,
and
Connor's
I
the
don't know.
dude.
I'm just for the sake of, because I like to call John out. Are you going to stick by your statement from Hangout yesterday about Cellarmaker?
Okay. Remind me what I said.
You basically
They're the best brewery in California.
You basically threw out that Cellarmaker is currently the best brewery in California.
I mean,
They're
yeah,
top tier for sure. Like
if IPA is your measure,
yeah. I mean, I'm not trying to like. Okay, I'm not saying Monkish is bad. I'm not saying Russian River is bad or Stone is bad. But for me, this is the first brewery in a long time from California that I've been wowed by. Like, just everything.
that.
I spent over, like Jason said, over $100 on beer, and it's just like, this is money well spent. This is really good. And
now that I've had it, I would agree.
Yeah. These
it's-
are honestly, like, Cellarmaker is a brewery that every time I see them on tap at a festival, at a bar, I get excited. Like, I'm like, oh, fuck yeah, Cellarmaker. And like, I am never disappointed in the beer that I get from them. They've just put out fucking great beer.
After
Good
doing this,
goddamn
I will
brewery.
I would
definitely.
love to have a Cellarmaker porter, a Cellarmaker. I don't know, Hefeweizen.
I've had stouts and stuff from them that are actually pretty good. Like, they don't just do IPA. That's just kind of what they're known for. It's just like how, like, I guarantee you I could ask 9 out of 10 Hazy Boy Monkish cans guys. I don't know what happened to Tim, RIP. But like 9 out of 10 of those, I'd be like, yeah, have you tried their like really good farmhouse beers? And they're like, what? It's just kind of what they're known for. But I think just like any brewery that's a great brewery, I think they can do anything well if they try to, right?
Right.
Again, I think if you're a brewery that knows how to make excellent IPA, that's like your benchmark for excellence. Because if you can make good IPA, the other styles are not that difficult to nail. Like, I mean, if you're going basic, like a porter or a stout, you can pull those off pretty easily as a brewery that can make really good IPA. Where things get challenging is when you get into the barrel program stuff. Like Bottle Logic, I think, is a good example of that, where they're a brewery that is really good at barrel age stuff because they've really focused on that, and they've succeeded and made a lot of money off selling barrel aged beer. But at the same time, they are really good at IPA, but I wouldn't say their IPA is better than Cellarmaker. And I think they would agree with me. Like, Cellarmaker makes really good IPA. So knowing that a brewery, but they're kind of the same, I don't know, level of quality. Like
Upper echelon, yeah.
There's a top tier of quality of beer in California, or the country or the world, but Cellarmaker is definitely like solidly in the like of breweries in California. They are in the conversation for the best, and like they would come up in the conversation of who are the best in the state. And
I think it's safe. Oh, sorry.
I'm really
was
glad
just gonna say-
to get this beer down south because we never do.
Yeah, I mean, admittedly, I will say, after you guys did last week and I wasn't able to get on, and I saw the message, oh, we all ordered this $100+ case. I'm like, oh shit, what did I miss? And then I got it. Now that I'm having it, I'm like, okay, this is really good. I'm probably not going to be able, I'm going to share some of it because I'm not going to be able to go through an entire case myself, but it is very good. So thumbs up on that.
Tim,
I was
you
going to
missed out
finish
last
it.
week where we said we're going to buy $100 worth of beer from every brewery that we want to have on the show every week. So just prepare yourself. Like,
Prepare your wallet.
I'm
boy.
joking. I'm joking. No.
Patreon.
You can always come to my house. And fix it up.
We're turning the Patreon back on. We need it more than ever.
So on my radar is Sante Darius is also doing cases, and they have an IPA, which I don't know. A lot of people associate Sante with the wild fermented stuff and saisons.
We talked about that
Rustic,
you can
yesterday.
get.
Rustic Ales is in their name. So
Yeah, Alvarado Street on my radar. There's Pure Project in San Diego that's shipping. There's Monkish that's shipping.
I drove down to Pure Project to get their black and white, the hex code. They did the hex one, right? The FFFFF and 000. Yeah,
Yep.
that was pretty cool.
I'm just going to be honest. Like, as far as Patreon is concerned, we have about $2,000 in the bank.
I was
we can
just
spend.
I was just fucking around. It's fine.
No, I'm not. It's fine. What better time to use this money to buy beer for the show than now? Like, we could probably just do this where we just support local breweries, like buy the beers ourselves and go from there. Maybe it's a bad idea. I don't know. But
So I would say, like, if it's a question, like John orders it, Jason just picks it up on your front porch or something.
That's another.
Tim,
Yeah,
I would be happy to meet you halfway, and we can just there's your beers and have a good one.
yeah. I
So
mean,
we
all
can-
of
we
us
can split
ordering
them
a
up.
case of beer is a little excessive.
We'll figure it out.
I feel like
Make it
some
work.
format of this we can probably make work though.
Yeah.
We don't need to figure it out now, but we do need to figure out a concept for
Yeah.
next week. But we'll do that offline.
That's why I brought this up. So
That's all good.
but overall, I think this week we're all happy with buying these beers from
Oh,
Cellarmaker.
dude, I'd bite again.
As
And-
somebody who's having Cellarmaker for the first time, I mean, Jason, you mentioned like when we see it at a festival, you're like, oh, I'm gonna go get that. I mean, I'll put this on the list now. If I do see it out there, I will definitely pick it up now that I've tried it.
Oh yeah, if you see Cellarmaker anywhere, like that is the thing on tap you need to order. That is the booth you need to go to. Like Cellarmaker kicks ass.
I mean, once Cellarmaker hits SoCal distribution, our local breweries have a lot to compete against. Like their beers are really, really good. So I have, again, no regrets spending over $100 on this case of beer because it's excellent. So,
You know who I was just thinking of that is really losing out in this quarantine? The fans of the fourth show.
Yeah, right.
There's no
Well,
fourth
here's the
show.
thing.
We're recording every week. It's no fourth show.
You're getting the fourth show in the last 10 minutes of the show, really, because normally on a normal show, I'm like
we're dumping.
I'm doing 1 ounce and I'm like GABF pours.
That's true. We
and
don't have-
dumping. These
I've
ones
had-
I'm finishing beers.
I don't know. I've got like at least half of each one sitting over here.
I don't have to
still.
drive
Oh,
people,
fuck.
so
Can you somehow bring me the Mostrata?
Yeah, you can. Here, let me
I'm gonna fax it to you.
I'm like,
hold your glass
hold
up.
on,
I'll pour it.
hold on, Tim. Drop the can. I'm like,
Dude, we gotta do one of those videos, bro.
The TikTok like dropping something. Yeah,
We have to do that with beers.
that's hilarious.
Strata.
I know there was talk about not talking games, but John, you mentioned that you're going to come back to Resident Evil 2, and I had that in my head because that was one of my favorites back in the day. Sorry to
I said
sidetrack.
actually it's a Resident Evil 3 remake. But
Yeah, but you mentioned 2.
yeah, I did. So Brianna Wu, do you know who Brianna Wu is, Tim?
No.
She's a game developer she makes games. She was also running for Congress in the Northeast somewhere. She brought up Resident Evil 3, the remake, and how people are talking shit because like you can beat the game in like 2 hours and it costs $60. Like it's, a full on,
well, that's how games were when Resident Evil 3 came out. But
Pretty
Right.
much.
Yeah.
So reading her tweets, basically she's like, yeah, you can beat it very quickly, but you can also play through it again and go through and like do things differently, and like you get more like it's fun to play it again and again and again, and you can build up your experience and whatever. So my first game that I played on PlayStation 2 was Resident Evil 2.
Yeah.
And
Raccoon
looking back
City?
and
Sorry.
go ahead, Tim.
Oh, I just said Raccoon City.
Yeah. And that game scared the shit out of me.
Yeah.
And it was so fun to play. It was the only game I loved on PS2. And when she tweeted about Resident Evil 3 in the remake, like you can go to Steam and you can buy it as like a bundle. So you get the Resident Evil 3 game and the Resident Evil 2 remake as well. And they're separate stories related in the same universe, but you save, I guess, $20. It was like $80 to buy 2 of them, both of them together. So I started playing Resident Evil 3 today. I'm in like 20 minutes and I like it. It's my kind of game. Like it's not super complicated. Like I honestly, the most complicated game I can think of that I bought so far for PC has been The Division 2. And
yeah, fuck yeah.
it is not that. It is
Division's very complicated.
yeah, in a good way though. In a very good way. And this
Yeah,
is
the end
not
game,
that.
like it's like infinity.
Right. This is not that. This is you play the game. There's a lot of like storyboards that pop up that I think mesh very well with like transitioning into where you actually play the game and move the character. But so far, it's really good. I've been shocked or scared or frightened 3 times.
Jump scared.
That's
in 20
awesome.
minutes. So it's what I paid for.
Have you played any of the Silent Hill series?
No, I haven't.
Oh dear God.
Oh, those are pretty spoopy.
Oh fuck yeah, man.
Pyramid Head is scary as fuck.
Yep. Yeah,
Yeah,
Silent Hill
like I
2
said-
is probably the best.
Resident Evil 2 was again, that's a game that God, I would play in the dark and I would legit get scared playing the game.
Oh, for sure.
Not just because of like the intense fight scenes, like, oh, someone snuck up on me, but like you hear things in the background. And like the remake of Resident Evil 3, like I want to wear headphones because you hear little things like over here on the left and the right. And it's like, is that something that I should be afraid of? Like, I don't know.
The last one I played was I played 2, and then I played a friend and I spent a weekend literally and went through 5 on the Xbox. We played all the way through Resident Evil 5, and it was pretty solid.
Cool. So
Point being is that I remember 2, and that was one of the first like PS2 games that I played, and it was freaky and difficult and also amazing at the same time.
Yeah. And I my attention span for games is pretty short. Like Breath of the Wild, I talked about this earlier on Twitter. Like I got halfway through the game and I couldn't defeat one of the divine beasts, and I'm just like, you know what? This is more frustrating than fun. I'm done. This is not cool.
What's funny
That's
is
how I feel about most
what
games.
what happens when you do that in video games is like if you take a break from a boss and you put it down, like you spent like an hour like fighting and dying and coming back and then like you put it down for like 2 weeks and you come back and you beat him the first try the next time. It happens every time.
Yeah. My thing with Breath of the Wild is like I got to a point where like as you progress through the game, they teach you how to fight. Like you have these parry moves and like different ways of like fighting just people like on the field, and I forgot a lot of that, and I'm just like I don't want to have to relearn all that. It just seems like a lot of work, and yeah, so
just go sell more turnips.
Pretty much.
that's yeah. Animal Crossing still rules. It's my favorite fucking game so far this month. It's
Dude,
it's such
that
a
game
great
has
game.
broke so many. I think it's one of the most highest grossing like Nintendo games of recent history.
They've
Even
sold
over-
11 million copies in 6 weeks.
That's insane.
11
In 6
million.
weeks.
There are 11 million islands on Animal Crossing right now. That's fucking insane.
It's like I feel like people are like, I want to play video games, but I don't want to be a gamer. And they're like, well, I can get a Nintendo. That's fine. I can do that. And so that's like what's happening, right? A lot of that.
But Jason, you're still a gamer, and if you're into the game, like how are you not a gamer?
Well, you don't.
Oh.
But like no, like a gamer with a capital G, like that accidentally yells the N word when they get mad.
Okay. Wow.
Interesting.
It happens.
Interesting
I've
to
seen
note,
that.
According to Wikipedia, Minecraft is the highest selling game.
It is. Well, it's sold.
Oh, full time.
What's the number, Tim?
It's let's see, 180 million.
Holy shit!
Followed by Grand Theft Auto 5, which is 120 million. Which
And
I
that
totally
recently
revised that one.
happened. I think it was 2 months ago that Minecraft took that spot.
And you guys have bought an Oculus Quest this week. Actually bought 2 because I bought it in the middle of the night just to buy Half-Life Alyx and play that.
Oh
And,
yeah, they did that in VR, right?
I do have something to show you because my wife is like this never gamer chick who like she doesn't play games of any sort.
Uh-oh.
And
Did you
I
record
hooked her up.
playing.
I recorded her playing the roller coaster game,
Oh my god.
and she's deathly afraid of roller coasters. Let me see if I can play this.
Please.
Can you play it full screen, maybe?
Hold on
Yeah.
one sec. I don't know if let me hold on, keep talking, guys.
I remember the first time that we had like a test when I was at Disney in the offices. They got a test Oculus, and there was like some sort of like dungeon roller coaster, and I tried it out, and it was super freaky.
Okay, here we go.
Here we go, Greg.
So here's my wife with the Oculus Quest playing the roller coaster thing.
All right, looking around.
No audio, I don't think, Greg.
Oh
Yeah,
shit.
so
She looks very upset. She's talking.
Okay, no audio. That's what I was trying to fix there, unfortunately.
yeah, there's no audio. That sucks.
No, there
RIP.
is.
You have to
Dang it.
check a box in StreamYard when you do it, but it's
I looked
do it
for it.
next time.
It was not there. Anyways.
So what happened, Greg? Tell us.
Use your.
So she's like, oh, and then she's like, oh, my butt hurts. And then she screams this crazy thing and then just goes into this huge ball of laughter, which is
Oh
the
my
funniest thing ever.
I have an
Oh my God,
Oculus
so
Go, which the Oculus Go is like the predecessor to the Quest. And I did one of those roller coaster games, and it was not like I just got nauseous. Like I was so nauseated, it was bad. I didn't throw up.
Oh, hold on.
Oh. 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 Oh God! Oh God! Oh God! Oh my God! My butt hurts. My butt. Oh
Greg, I'm just gonna say it. Like
Oh my God, so good.
it sounds like you're having sex with your wife.
The neighbors are like, shut
Come
up.
on.
Can bring it down level.
Why'd you have to be the one who said it?
Well, you're all thinking it. So-
Okay,
My butt
yeah, but
hurts.
oh God. Okay.
Anyway.
Hold on, where were we before that? Oh,
Which,
the Oculus.
if that's the case, props, Greg. Props, dude.
Jesus. I didn't sign
Anyway,
up for this, John.
Oculus.
Cocculus.
It's for Cocculus.
oh my lord.
So obviously the show's
So what were you saying
Well,
about
if you want to
Force
support
Show?
us on Patreon,
Patreon.
Oh. Wait, how long until that gets cut to a clip on the iPad?
I don't know. I posted that on IGN's Game Scoop group. It's got 47 likes.
Of course you did.
There you go. Oh my
School
God,
teacher
yes.
reacts to a roller coaster ride in orgasms.
My poor wife. I didn't want to put it on like stuff that she has friends, so it's only for our homies.
Good
So
job,
funny.
Greg.
Yeah,
So
all
anyway,
right, guys.
do it for the
Are
clicks.
we just gonna call the show over and you'll figure out an end, or do we want to make an end?
No, it ended like 10 minutes ago.
All
I'll
right.
find an end. Yeah.
All right, I'm hitting stop.
Yeah, hit stop.
I'm hitting save.
Tim, you need the link to the Google Drive.
should I export as Wave?
No,
No. Oh, Jason. Tim and Jason, stop.
Yeah, I'm not doing
Wait,
anything.
What up?
Export as MP3, but under the settings for MP3, what do you have for
Hold on, I gotta see.
quality?
Standard, medium, insane, or extreme.
What is like the kilobyte?
170
insane
to
is-
210 variable.
Insane is 320, extreme is 220 to 260, standard is 170 to 210.
Do the last one.
170 to 210?
Yes.
That's standard.
variable.
Okay.
That's what I did
Very-
last week. So
Preset, variable, average, constant.
just leave it on preset. That's what I did last week, Tim. It came out fine.
Okay.
Yeah, all right.
It's variable speed is fast and channel is joint stereo.
That's fine.
Okay.
Just do the default. That's cool.
Okay. Just
That was a
making
good show,
sure.
man.
I had fun. These beers were good.
That was good.
Yeah, they were.
So if you have any suggestions of what to buy for next week,
Oh shit.
we can hit supermarket shit. I'm down to do a Sierra Nevada show because of all the cool shit that they're doing, like donating and being a rad fucking brewery as they are.
I'd be down with that. Well, we can talk about it later. I want to go eat because I have food waiting for me.
Oh yeah,
But
Jason,
no,
those fucking hot
You're
wings.
not allowed to.
No food for you.
I got to download the lame the
Codec.
yeah. I don't have
Oh,
the codec.
I would assume Audacity,
It doesn't have it.
No, you
because
have to
like
download a
the
plugin.
codec is like open source now. So
Yeah, but I got to download it. So let me save the project and I'll.
I
figure out
must
how to
have done that
export it.
before because it works for me.
Yeah, I had it
I-
before, but it's been a while since I've messed with Audacity.
if worse comes to worse, Tim, save it as a wave and just send it. It's fine. It's going to be really big, but if you want to, or just save it as wave and then like convert it to an MP3 and then send it.
Well,
right.
go ahead. See you, Jason.
I just don't want you to lose your file. That's all.
No. I'm gonna export it as a wave. I'm gonna save the Audacity project, and then I'm gonna download the codec and see if I can get an MP3. So I have a few backups.
Okay.
I'll get MP3. I just have to download the codec.
It's where do you have a drive that I was supposed to do?
Yeah, there was a Google Drive. Hang on.
It was shared with me for John Holzer.
Give me a second.
God,
Jason
I miss
made it.
games. I gotta go download a game and play it. What are you playing? What are you playing Resident Evil 3 on? You said Steam.
Steam.
What?
But it's on Steam, Xbox, and PS4. So
Okay.
I bought it on Steam because it's like the best graphics, and
Yeah,
I
but
have-
see, I forget you awesome gamer people have your PCs and then you have them all set up to like fucking high def and stuff with game controllers.
I have my PC because of
yeah.
Greg, which I still owe him money for, and I bought a really good graphics card for, so that's why I did it. That's
Dude.
all.
Yeah, you don't.
All right, y'all. I'm gonna drop because I'm gonna go eat.
See ya.
Later,
Take it easy,
bro.
man.
Send the drive link and I'll upload my file. It's saved.
All right, hang on.
You're doing Discord.
No. Oh, I'm gonna share it in Discord. Yeah. And here is the link to the folder in Discord. I think that'll work.
Yep, I'm trying.
Oh god.
Just go to
Country
drive, like drive.google or whatever, and you all have access to it. So
Yeah.
It's uploading.
awesome.
Mine is called 4B Session 2.mp3. I'll rename it real quick.
So we're still live if you guys want to talk about something or whatever.
What are we gonna talk about?
I'm gonna go eat some dinner too. Aaron's
Oh.
cooking some dinner.
We're just gonna
Some
leave
ta-
John
eat
all
some-
alone.
Eat some tacos.
Mm.
Yeah, I don't know what she's cooking up, but let's see. I look forward to finally playing some Half-Life tonight.
I just got a text that says the Amazon driver needs help with your delivery.
Help!
What?
I need some help.
What did you order? Is it too heavy? Like
No, it says package outside. Hi, my name is Denise. Package outside. Maybe they left it up front.
yeah.
Go help him out. All right, let me know if the audio works
All right, hang on.
while I'm here. And
All right. I'm
Definitely
probably
follow-
just gonna send you. I'm gonna send you the wave, most likely. Sorry.
Greg, I got yours. Tim, no,
Yo.
don't send the wave. It's too big. Download forecasts from Marco Arment's website. You know, do you know who Marco Arment is?
Who? Sam.
Tim.
What?
Tim.
Dude,
Tim.
I'm out of the loop on stuff. What can I say?
to
Hang on.
Oh, what? Hold on. What is it that I'm downloading?
don't let
It's
him
called
shame you.
forecast. Is it like Google Forecast? Say forecast MP3.
Okay. Forecast MP3 chapter encoder. Okay.
And so you don't have to do anything in that app other than importing your WAV file. Just make sure you set it up to where it's making a 192 kilobit, 192 encode of the MP3. It's super simple. It takes less than 10 seconds to encode.
Oh. Oh God! I'm good. Oh my God! My butt hurts. My butt hurts.
Greg,
All right, John. I'll figure it out and I'll send it to you. I had to bounce, guys. Take it easy.
Oh, God.
Okay.
All right.
I'll see you guys later.
okay, Tim, bye.
See ya.
We'll see you guys later, Johnny boy.
That's so funny.
It's so good. Dude, worth every penny right there. Worth every penny for an Oculus right there.
So did they send you two?
Yeah, I'm getting another. So I got one 2 days ago, and I'm getting one on Tuesday.
Oh,
I bought two. I'm getting two. I might keep them both, actually.
I'm tempted to. Well, if you're going to keep it, then yeah. But again,
I mean, she likes it so much that I'm like, I never foresaw that happening.
oh man. See, I was like, because I'm pretty sure like I have prescription lenses for my Oculus Go.
There's the
I
gap.
think they'll
thing.
fit.
Yeah, for sure. There's like a spacer that you put in and the goggles for glasses.
No, and I have that, and I'm pretty sure it's the same setup. So
Okay.
that's why I was like,
She wears glasses and she has no problem like seeing and whatever.
Yes, but I
Yeah,
have
glasses
lenses made for the Oculus Go.
Oh,
and I can
shit.
just
Okay.
pop them out of the Oculus Go and put them into the Quest. And I think I'd be good. So I don't have to wear
All right.
glasses while I use it.
Yeah, it's been pretty rad. I didn't think it would be fun on all these ever different levels that we're appreciating as a family. Like the kid has her own stuff, and I'm like, I just want to play Half-Life, and she's like, there's this like relaxation thing, and then like there was like live concerts that were happening yesterday that you can tune into, and like, oh, you can like check out you're live on stage or whatever from whatever band that's playing. And she was like, fuck, this is insane.
And Aaron
That's
likes it.
cool.
Like,
Yeah.
like, huh. Because for me, like it's not great on the Go, the Oculus Go, but man, it's
How
so
not so?
tempting.
My only complaint is the resolution could be better. Like it's not bad if you're
But
playing games.
it's
and
still
stuff.
it's even like the Rift. It's on level with the Rift. It's not like nothing
really
is
good.
great right now. So
It's better than I thought it would be, honestly, on every level. Like everything's run smooth. But
the fringing on the Go is bad. It's like you have this very narrow like field of focus that is I don't
that's
know.
weird.
For
Yeah, I was playing Half-Life, and it's like you have the whole, you can look around and do everything. It's pretty.
yeah,
crazy.
you can do that on the Go, but it's just like the fringing on the edges, like the vignetting is just not ideal.
I think
And
what's on these, once you get the actual thing like set up exactly on your face, like if you don't have it like in the perfect spot on your face, then you're going to get some fringing.
sure.
But once you get it like dialed in, it's like, oh man, it's so good.
I just think there's probably a wider field of view for the Quest than there is with the Go.
And that's
So,
the hard part, is when you're sharing it with two other people, and each of them has their own like, oh, and you
Yeah.
can put this on this, and then so it's like, oh, now it's my turn to play on it. So I might just keep the second one,
okay.
just be
Well,
done. It's pretty good.
And
Try
save me
and buy one, dude.
$500.
Well, if we don't want it, then I'll come to you.
Yeah, like I said, I was like debating, I mentioned in the chat, like, maybe I want
Yeah,
that.
It's a sweet deal, dude. They're really hard to come by right now, too. And like,
Yeah, I know.
I could probably flip it for $650 easily.
Yvonne's like over here talking about the Switch. When she realized like she could play old Super NES games.
Oh, that's the best part of having the thing, Switch.
She's like, I want to play that. Like, you play Animal Crossing all the time. I need my time on your Switch. And I'm like, dude, I was gonna buy you a Switch Lite
You just
2
can't.
months ago. 2 months ago, and you're like, no, I don't want one. And now you're like, well, I need my time on your Switch. I'm like, okay, fine. Take it, but just know that I told you could use the Switch Lite. Like she could totally use the Switch Lite. That's a console made for her.
The day I bought that Switch for Daisy was like the pivotal moment of our gaming careers. Like, I wonder now, like, like if I would have like just waited a day, like you like, never ending waiting list for them. They're out of stock everywhere.
Yeah,
I was a good dad.
I want to go to her island, but I feel weird because she's like a teenager. But,
oh yeah, you totally should.
Like we should be friends, and I have a lot of things to give her because I have like I'm playing the game every day, and like I have like fossils, an excessive amount of like duplicate fossils that she could totally use to build up her museum, and just bullshit that I don't need. So
I don't know how to make that happen. So just let me know what.
I just need her Nintendo Switch ID.
And okay.
If she wants to be friends with me, that's
totally
she has to accept. But she'd be like, "Oh, this 40-year-old creep wants to be friends with me."
At least met her in real life. It's not like you're just a total stranger.
True. Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm gonna go eat some dinner, dude.
All right.
We'll see you soon.
Good show.
The audio was good. Yeah, that was fun.
And everyone that's still watching, we're signing off, and we'll see you later. See you next weekend.
For sure.
All right.
Bye, guys.